Michigan has a close paranormal community with lots of historical locations, and in each location's history lies its own ghost story. This is Michigan Hauntings. Welcome back to another episode of Michigan Hauntings. My name is Jason Schrock, and on this episode we go to Watrusville, Michigan, to the Richard C. Burtis house, also known as the Wedding Cake House. It is privately owned by Conrad and Jessica Dowd. They allowed us to come into their house and investigate with Michigan Bay Paranormal Team and Thumps, which is Thumb of Michigan Paranormal Society. Combined, we had a very great and entertaining evening. So with that said, enjoy the episode and let me know what you think.
I grew up in Vassar, not far from here. All the time seeing this house, driving past it and stuff like that, and it's always sparked my interest. While I was stationed out in Washington State, just Googled back home, Vassar, see what was going on, and a bunch of pictures were popping up for this house, and it was on a real estate site. It was in my price range, so I said, why not? Always loved the house, why not go for it? So I bought the house back in May of 2011. Met and married Jessica in 2012 and brought her back here on our way across country on our honeymoon to stop show her the house before we moved and got stationed in North Carolina.
I didn't believe he owned it. When I married him, I never believed he owned it. He showed me pictures of it, still didn't believe it. On our honeymoon, we pulled up to the front and I didn't expect the key to the work. He opened those front doors and carried me over the threshold and everything, and I've been in awe ever since. My mom came to visit about a month after we moved home, and she looked at me and she says, "You got your dream house." And I was like, "You remember?" And she says, "Yes, when you were about 5 years old, you told me you wanted to live in a dollhouse that looked a Victorian dollhouse."
On our honeymoon, we had activity the week and a half that we were here, and activity was going on even when we first stayed here. The first renter I had when I had the house used to make comments that they would hear voices out back on the back end of the property. Our second renter stayed a short period of time up and left and didn't say nothing. They were just gone after a few months.
Left the house in absolute disrepair. That's how quickly they left. They just abandoned it.
And then our next runner was family and her kids, quite commonly quoted as being like the Scooby-Doo bunch running around the house. Well, since we've moved in, finally officially moved back home and moved in September 2014, there's just been progression of different things happen, things moving, sounds, voices.
Non-stop.
Things falling off that have no reason falling off. There's lights being on in different places that have no reason why they were turned on.
The basement lights will come on, and the inside door's locked, and the outside's locked. We've had things go flying. Just the other night I was playing on my computer and my little wireless mouse just went across the room for no reason. We've had figurines move to the point where we have put baby powder down to see what they're doing. And they will move across like overnight, take a 90-degree turn, and you can see the flat trails of how fast they moved across. It wasn't like just scooched. They'd be flat moved and then at a 90-degree turn, so they didn't fall off.
They weren't moving the same direction, they were all going different directions. So it wasn't vibrations or something that they were all moving the same direction, they were just going on their own separate paths, different direction. As far as the history of the house, Burtis came from New York back in the 1800s on a hunting expedition, moved here a few years afterwards. Ran his general store in town, was a shoemaker, he was the postmaster general, postmaster, and treasurer in the area. And he purchased this house in purchased the land, 40 acres. Had this house built when he was 55 years old. Construction started in 1879, completed in 1880. lived here with his wife until he passed in 1901. After that, the Cole family moved in. Byron Cole bought the house. A few years later, he died. His son Maurice then took the house. He died. And then we're not sure on the third name of which next family member owned the house and then passed away here as well. For a few years, we don't know exactly the time frame yet either, but there was a while that it was vacant. The house was vandalized. Victoria Bessinger grew up in the area, grew up in Watersville, moved back here from Detroit and bought the house and restored it. Got it put on state registry in 71 and national registry in 73. She restored the house. She lived here until she passed away in 1988. After that, we don't really know much record of who's lived here. There's no real significant stature that shows at anything in time that people stayed here a long period of time. After 88, people came and gone.
I am the owner of Michigan Bay Paranormal Team, which I started in 2008 because of occurrences that I had in my past that led me to an interest in the paranormal. I met Jessica about a year ago, and that's how we started investigating at the location that we're presently at.
I am the founder of the Thumps Michigan Paranormal Society, also known as Thumps. I created the team. Tim took me to a cemetery after watching a lot of ghost hunters. And I caught my first orb, which I know, no big deal, but that started it. And after that, I had to keep going.
I'm with the Michigan Paranormal Society. I am the co-founder, and so we have been involved in this for 7 going on 8 years. Growing up, I've experienced the paranormal ever since I was a little child living down in Warren, and I actually spent my formative years living in a haunted house in Carroll. Before my mother moved away, when I used to live with my mother before she moved, our backyard was a cemetery.
Okay, so this is the parlor. We can try a quick EVP session. I'll start. Do we have anyone in this room with us that would like to make contact with us at this time? It's the animals outside. We've heard some claims, and we just want to validate them, basically. Is that upstairs?
What? Sounds like it's outside.
I thought it was behind me.
That's the temperature gauge, just telling us that the temperature dropped. It's not very windy out, so
What did you hear?
I heard something like
It was
driving
like a
almost.
shh. That's a car.
Oh, it is the wind. The wind on the front windows, because they have the front windows sealed off. And the wind's just blowing the seal into the window.
Okay.
A little bit about Michigan Bay Paranormal Team. We're mostly a scientific team. We deduct. We don't. We take everything with a grain of salt. We don't just.
Oh, it's haunted.
Yeah, we don't just assume it's haunted. We
Try to
don't
debunk
really
everything.
try to stay away from the H word as much as possible. We're very scientific. We're I don't know what Thumps does, but we don't have any psychics or anything. It's all based on what we can catch with physical evidence with our team.
We're back! Hello, different people this time! Jim, Lisa, Jason. Over here. Alright. So cage over that way. Slaughterhouse. At least it's less windy tonight.
Yeah, no doubt.
Not bad, actually.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Oh, jeez.
There's board behind me.
Yeah, there's a board behind me. That was me.
I gotta tell him to take a picture of me make noise.
Where we thought that EVP was right in that little room right there.
Oh yeah?
Where me and Mike
That one?
about that.
Okay. That growly voice?
No, it wasn't growly. It was they're mocking us with their little
Yeah.
camera or something like that.
Yeah.
What it was.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I don't think we caught anything in this room.
You saw things.
Yeah.
No, me and Mike were out here last time. We were over in that room. I was trying this way. I happened to see a little light, like move up. I was looking at that window there. It moved up the window. Reviewed it on camera. It was just, it wasn't an orb. It wasn't dust. It wasn't. Couldn't figure out what it was. We were in this room here and we were testing. You know, can you knock for us? You know, knock on the walls a few times, and that's where we caught the EVP. There they are mocking us with their little cameras or whatever along the lines that was.
The feeling, you know, we had our one of our psychics with us, and she could sense that something was around us, kind of like weaving in between us. It was just teasing us. Watch out for the. That's where the drain is, hon.
Yep.
And it was out in that area that Ryan got scratched, and so did Bryce. So.
Oh.
Watch your head, man.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm not used to being short.
Okay, you step here, watch the boards
There's
down
a gate
here.
right there. Watch that.
There's a blood trough right here.
Yep.
Down at the end is the big hole.
Right, yeah. That's where I was tripping.
I remember that. Oh man, that hurt.
You gonna be alright?
Oh yeah, I'll be fine. I've rattled my brain more than once.
And, hey, we're here. We're ready for you to talk to us again.
Don't me.
Sorry. Just something hit me in the back of the leg.
The strap came off.
It's okay.
Do you remember us? We have another couple little cameras now again, if you want to talk to them.
Everybody wants to be on camera.
We're here. You seem to have been more active last time we were here.
What was that?
I think that's wind.
Came back from the other room.
Sound like an
I
animal.
know.
Yeah, it could have been.
Coon or something.
Scratching.
Yeah. We got the boards. The wind's knocking the boards right there. I can see them moving.
Oh, yep, yep.
So. They're right above you in this that beam right there.
Mm-hmm.
Last time we were here, out the corner of my eye, I looked up and looked like I saw a face staring down at me, even though there's nothing up there. It was when the height of the activity that night.
Oh. There was a little light that just went up by here.
Right where?
Yeah, up this way. No, I was looking this way, it went right this way.
Oh,
Like a flashlight. Little ball of light.
Wasn't my camera.
No. It's one of those things where I just caught on bill of my hat.
yeah. And there's a smiley face.
That always creeps.
And then we've got the different colored paint on the boards over here. Right there. Yeah, that's
Yep.
me rustling the leaves. That's, this place is,
It can play tricks on our eyes, especially if you got night vision.
oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Your laser grid is off.
Oh, it's off?
Yes.
Okay, I'll be right there. Here. You wanna hold this for me?
Yeah, I can do that.
Just reach running, so. There you go.
Man, you got small hands. Fit my hand in there. Where are you at? Where are you at?
Lisa, breathe again.
Is it me?
No, actually, it wasn't.
Really? Awesome.
A mist?
Yeah.
Really?
You breathe over there.
Me? Him.
Grim.
And Grim.
I am, but it's not reaching out 5 feet, 10 feet away from me.
Yeah, dude, that was a mist.
Where was it at?
Like 4 feet in front of Lisa.
Ooh, you come to say hi?
No time.
No doubt.
As you can see, we tried to debunk it. I had Lisa breathe. I had Jared 20 feet away breathe. You didn't see me, but I was trying to exhale and go over here, go over here and go. It just wasn't working. We might have caught something interesting, but with the paranormal, who knows? Just to make sure, like, breathe with your mouth, like, exhale. Yeah, like that one.
Anything?
No.
Awesome.
See, the wind's blowing towards me, so it's going right behind me.
Yeah. Man, I'm gonna have to look at that.
Okay.
That'd be awesome.
Are you saying hello?
If it is a miss, I know I caught it because it was dead center of the screen.
Cool.
Fantastic.
Trying to manifest, you can take my energy. I'm already frozen anyway.
Although when we weren't in here last time, it's when we caught on, you can hear it on the camera, the running outside the door. The footsteps,
Oh yeah.
the really heavy footsteps, and there was nobody else out here with us.
Outside in the
Outside.
grass?
Just outside the slaughter barn, yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he heard it. And I found it.
Yep.
On the recording.
So
So we're gonna go
it
back
got
into
quiet all of a sudden.
There's a traffic stop. We're gonna go back in that room.
Oh, that's me.
Go ahead, man.
Oh yeah, stepping on glass. No, that broke.
Yeah, I heard it break. I'm just wondering, are you okay?
Oh yeah, I'm fine.
Now see, that would be the commercial break. Crack.
Tune in next week, same time, same channel.
What?
Tim feeds his shorts.
No, she's the one who screamed, not me.
I wish I would have got Lisa's reaction on camera.
You what?
I wish I would have got Lisa's reaction on camera.
That would have been great. I might have been pointing that area. We'll have to look. We definitely got the screen.
If there's anything you'd like to tell us, now is the time.
We're not here to hurt you.
That's me walking.
Anything you'd like to say?
So is that the dog that I'm hearing squeaking in the background?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bell.
Good chair. I know we've heard about there possibly being some children around here. Are there any kids here? Are you being held here? If you tell us you need help, we'll try to help you in any way we can. You just have to let us know.
Okay, that's my camera. Sorry.
That's alright. Let's get still for a second.
Yeah.
Okay. So here we are in the baby's room. A lot of Superman stuff. Is there anybody here with us? If you are, we have a little flashlight there. Just kind of tap it to try to turn it on.
A few minutes ago when you went downstairs, I was panning the room with my camera, and all of a sudden I lost complete focus. And that's not unusual if something's, you know, of course you already know, I don't have to explain it to you, but if something's in front of my camera, that will make it go out of focus. So having said that, the flashlight is a really good way to be able to communicate with us if somebody's here. And if you're here, we would really like to know it. We'd like to be able to try to communicate with you. So if you can tap the flashlight, or even come close to it and maybe try to blow on it, so that the flashlight will go on, we'll know that you're here. Or a little box next to the flashlight. Those will light up if you're close by.
We like to see it turn red.
And if you don't have enough energy to do that, you can borrow from me. Turn that flashlight on.
It's people downstairs.
Mm-hmm. Guys! What? We can hear you.
Hello. On the count of 3, we'd like to see the flashlight go on. 1, 2, 3.
People walking around downstairs. Do they have activity in this room? Oh yeah, she said the baby Tux has friends in here, right?
I believe so. In the past, they have said that there was activity in this room, but I cannot remember what it was. We've been doing this for a while, so we can't remember everything, you know, from the 3 or 4 times we've been here.
Sure.
I was only here once just to talk to her, but I wasn't here very long, so I don't know the history and all that yet. So.
She was saying earlier that her son, who probably is a little sensitive, has imaginary friends that she doesn't feel are imaginary, and they do hear children like bouncing balls.
Okay.
Somebody's coming up the stairs.
I'm upstairs.
I don't know how you can sneak around in this house.
Hey, you better take this. The cat's just gonna play with it if I set it anywhere.
I want the cat playing with it.
That's what was happening.
Pretty quiet up here.
Is it? It's
Mhm.
right
Yeah.
downstairs too.
She wanted to do a flashlight thing, so that's what we're doing.
I'll trade you this for the K2 meter.
Alright.
Alright. So you can explain that lovely piece of equipment to her.
Honestly, I don't even really know what it does,
Okay, I
dude.
guess I'll explain it to her. This is a K2 meter with a REM ATD, or a millimeter with a REM ATDD. Wow. Anyways, what this does is it's a regular EMF meter that also reads the temperature gauge. Along with it, it has a REM pod on it, which you turn on in the back, and it has a temperature gauge, which will tell you by tones if the temperature changes at all. So I put my finger on it and that made it get hotter. And when something interferes with this EMF field that this is emitting, it lights up. This antenna is a REM pod, and what it does is it radiates an electromagnetic field, and when something interferes with that field, it's going to light up different colors depending on what side it interferes on. You can't go off the temperature gauge alone because it's an older house and it's drafty. Temperature fluctuates, especially if it's dropping at night. It just means it's getting colder. There's a tear button if that ever happens for either of you on the side right here. And but if the REM pod goes off, that is when you want to start paying attention, because that something has interfered with that field that emits electromagnetic field.
So we're still sitting here in the baby's room waiting on a response from anything. Anyone, anything, something. We're here at the Burtis house. We'd like to know, is there anything you'd like to say? You can communicate with us through either of those objects on the ground, be it the flashlight or the millimeter. All you have to do is walk by it and make the temperature change, or tap that flashlight, or touch that antenna and make it light up, do something.
So the homeowner says that there's children that play in this house. Do those children, and the people that built this house didn't have children. So are the children in this house Native American children? Were they here before the house was built? Is there a reason that you're staying around here? Are there more than 2 of you?
That was me.
If there's more than 2 of you, how many are here? How many children are in this house?
Well, if what we've been indicated to before is the truth, that there is something holding possibly more than 1 or 2 entities here, possibly Mr. Burtis himself as well.
My goodness.
That is, that's what we got out of the flashlight game, part of it last time, but it's not working so well this time. I wish I could remember which room it was. It might have been downstairs. I'll have to ask Jared, because I was with Jared, I believe.
Did that just flash?
Very briefly.
Okay.
All you gotta do is touch that antenna. Go ahead.
You're pretty close.
If you need my help, go ahead and use it.
Just a little bit more. Forward creaking.
And somebody walking around downstairs.
More.
If based on the knowledge that you gave the group the last time they were here, if you're held here, you don't have to stay. You have your own free will. Are there...
Last time I was out here, I received a couple scratch marks. If that was you, I'd like you to own up to it. Maybe even, I don't know. Think you can do it again? I hate to ask that question, but I'd like to see it, honestly.
Why don't you do it to me?
do it to me.
Is this where I have to volunteer?
You give us any sign that you're here.
You know, Conrad and Jessica haven't been saying very many nice things about you. But again, I feel like I'm being a dead horse because I've told you that before. What's been going on? They even said that you may have to go if you can't keep your attitude in check. I'm gonna turn off my flashlight. You know, while my job is not to get rid of entities, I am curious as to why you would want to harass people. Particularly the incident about the mirror. I'd like to know about that. If it was you and why. So if you're strong enough to knock a mirror over, you should be strong enough to knock some of these wooden things over right here and maybe make yourself known to us. Do you still have the K2 meter in?
Mm-hmm.
So, gonna turn on the K2. We're gonna just set it up. Maybe set it up over here. See if we can get something. Put it a little out of the way of where we're standing. That way, if something does want to show itself, it doesn't feel like it has to walk right in the center of all of us in order to do so. I'll zoom in on that. So, there's the K2 meter. That green light right there. All you have to do is walk by it, and we'll know that you walked by it. A little redundant. He was right about the battery drain.
What happened to yours so far?
Oh, I'm almost dead now.
Jeez.
Cold will do that.
You just kick your shoes.
Yep. So it looks like the grid's faded a little bit. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go change batteries. I think I left them up there. Oh. Yeah. So now we've got a flashlight on the floor and we've got that millimeter on the floor. To make that millimeter go off, all you gotta do is touch that antenna. To make that flashlight turn on, all you gotta do is tap it. I'm gonna be walking upstairs. You can communicate with me through that flashlight and millimeter, or you can continue to use that ghost box. So, I'm going to ask you a question, and you can either touch that antenna or turn that flashlight on if you want to respond. So, Is there anybody in this room with us right now? Don't be shy. You can use my energy to help you if you need it.
Are you driving?
Nope.
Go ahead.
I can use mine. Nobody uses mine. I don't drive.
Let's get it go. There you go.
Okay.
Just going into the dining room.
Dude, what?
The light.
Oh, go ahead. Come on, turn that on. Use my energy if you need it. Tap that on. All the way.
Oh,
Look at
awesome.
that.
Excellent.
All right,
Can you
thank
turn it
you
off?
so much.
Can you turn it off? You go ahead and use my energy. Use all you need. Go ahead and shut that light back off.
Let me check something with my feet.
Oh, but you weren't tapping your feet, were you?
Nobody was tapping their feet.
No tape or so.
I know.
Let's see. Wonder if it's.
Nobody tapped their feet up, did they?
No.
Yeah, but could it have been Lily?
No.
I don't think so.
She's not heavy enough.
Just did it again.
Alright, forget that one. Can you turn the other one on by the TV on?
I know I said it was hurting my eyes, but I'd like to see it again.
That was mine.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
That's awesome.
Alright, now, since that one seems to be a little easier, you can turn that one on and off to answer some questions if you would like. If you would like to answer some questions, please turn it off. Okay,
Alright.
thank you.
Oh, that's
Are you a male
awesome.
or female? Turn it on for male, keep it off for female. Okay. Are you a Burtis? Turn it on for yes, keep it off for no.
See, so you're a Burtis then.
If you are a Burtis, turn the light on, please.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you very much.
If you are,
Richard's wife? Turn it off for yes. Keep it on for no.
So it's not his wife. Are you his daughter?
Turn it on for yes. Keep it off for no.
Mike, it would have been his wife because you turned
Yeah.
it off for yes.
yes.
So it is his wife.
Okay. Jared?
Okay, Mrs. Burtis? Is that who you are? Would you please turn it on again? I don't think she heard me. Is that you who I can sense? Just a little
Almost.
flash.
Almost.
Ma'am, are you the one who they see wandering the
Yeah.
hallways here?
Yep.
Yes.
Oh,
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I understand you're very beautiful.
Could you please turn it back off now so I can ask another question?
It's going. Oh, it's fading.
You got it. All right.
Thank you.
Okay. Is your husband the one who broke the mirror on Jessica?
That's the dog.
This is very important, and no one's in trouble if it is.
Turn the flashlight on if it was your husband.
Is whoever heard Jessica out in the slaughterhouse? Turn it on for yes, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Was it someone else? Other than your husband, was it someone else that hurt Jessica?
Light on for yes.
Alright. Good.
Please turn the light off, Mrs. Burtis.
Thank you. Good to know.
Please just turn the light off so I can ask another question. I would really appreciate it. This is very important, and you're helping us out a lot. Thank you. Is that person still here?
Light on for yes.
And I mean the whole grounds, whether it be the slaughterhouse or the house. Is that person still on the grounds?
Mrs. Burtis, is the family in any danger?
Can you turn the light on for yes?
That's really good. Did that entity go away when we told it to?
Yes?
Our
Okay.
previous investigation, we told the entity that hurt her to leave.
Great.
And never
Yeah.
come back.
Wonderful.
Remember that.
I would love to call the flashlight probable as paranormal, but I mean, it's really hard to call it to deduct that it's paranormal without having some sort of other proof as well. It does seem to work a little too often for us. So I mean, you can use it, but we're not saying it's proof of anything. I'm saying it's probably not,
It's a cool parlor trick
but
show for
it's a cool possibility. Yep.
Okay, so besides being a cold December night, especially for doing a partially outdoor investigation, I think the investigation went pretty productively. That's not even a word. Anyway, we did pretty well investigating. We had a couple groups outside that had a couple of experiences. We may have caught a couple videos. We thought we may have experienced a couple small things inside. Not very active night, but the evidence at this place is the biggest thing, EVPs and such. What I believe from the past 4 investigations, including this one about this location, I believe that there is something here, and I think I speak for the rest of my team as well when I say I believe there is something here. It doesn't always like to show itself. It's kind of shy, but once it shows itself, it shows itself. I think it can be aggressive and mean at times. I don't think it's a negative entity. I just think it might not like people trespassing on its property, so it tries to scare them off, which might include Jessica and Conrad at times. So I don't believe it will harm anyone seriously. I don't think it means to anyways, in any way, shape, or form. I believe it has good intentions overall.
So in this clip, you are going to hear Bryce ask, is the entity that hurt Jessica inhuman? And here's a little bit of the spirit box in the background, and then you'll hear a faint voice. Let's take a listen.
Was the entity that hurt Jessica inhuman?
So right there. One more time.
Was the entity that hurt Jessica inhuman?
So Bryce asks, was the entity that hurt Jessica inhuman? And a couple seconds pass, and it says yes. So in this session, they're doing a flashlight and a spirit box session. You'll hear Tim comment about how the flashlight's still turned on and off, and whether it's trying to communicate. And then you'll hear a long, drawn-out voice. You'll be able to tell what that voice says.
I see that flashlight's still coming on. Somebody's doing something. Are you trying to communicate with us again? Are you trying to tell us something?
Hear that long, drawn-out, breathy word? See if you get it again.
I see that flashlight's still coming on. Somebody's doing something. Are you trying to communicate with us again? Are you trying to tell us something?
Sounds like it goes, Lisa. That's the best EVP, in my opinion. There was lots of them, but I picked the best ones that would be viewable for you. That's it. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Michigan Hauntings at the Richard C. Burtis / Wedding Cake House. I want to thank the owners, Conrad and Jessica, again, and both teams, Michigan Bay Paranormal Team and Thumps of Michigan Paranormal Society. And see you next time.